Hi, I'm Hans Willin. Many people are wondering why we do not remember our past lives. They think if we would only know what we did wrong in the past, we could now do better in this lifetime. Now, this sounds logical, but would it really be the optimal way for us to grow? Let me share with you the reasons why we do not remember our past lives every time we incarnate into a human body.
Firstly, we have to remember that as human beings, our understanding is shaped by the three-dimensional world that we live in. So to fully grasp the seven-dimensionality of our spiritual existence is virtually impossible from our present limited perspective, although everything that ever happened is stored in our soul. Another reason is divine mercy. Chances are that we have lived many lives before, and we can assume that in some of these lives we might have done some horrific things to others or even to ourselves. After all, life in the past centuries was far more violent than today. Remembering these cruel acts could create major guilt and even depressions and hopelessness in us. Therefore, at birth or shortly thereafter, divine mercy lovingly shields these memories from us with what is called the veil of forgetfulness, so that we can live without any distracting memories from past lifetimes. A further reason is our conscience, also called the little voice within. In my video about the conscience, I have explained that after our physical death, each soul is going through a life review where we experience how all our thoughts, words, and actions have impacted others and ourselves. The pain of these self-reflections remains in our soul and will be part of our inner voice that guides us not to repeat the same mistakes again in our present lifetime. So we don't need the actual detailed memories of our past lives because we have the emotional reactions to our past life choices as our conscience within us. And our conscience is based on love, because it knows we have most likely been both victim as well as perpetrator. But I believe that the most important reason why we don't remember our past lives is to make our today's choices from love and not just from our intellect. Let us look at a typical example. Imagine I hate my brother in this lifetime. If I had a total memory recall of my past life, I might see the actual cause of this hatred. Something happened between the two of us that created this animosity. With this sudden understanding, I could now decide to have a better relationship with my brother. Now, this might sound like a step into the right direction, but it was an intellectual decision based on memory. It came totally from my head and not from my heart. It didn't come from unconditional, unlimited, and all-inclusive love, but from intellectually rationalizing a situation. Our spiritual growth is based on love and actualization of that love, but not on our intellect. And finally, everything that we ever need to solve and undo from our past mistakes comes automatically to us as the daily building blocks. I've explained that in greater detail in my video about the amazing Earth School. Our karma is stored in the huge causal computer of the stars and planets that make up the material and fine material cosmoses. These repository stars and planets are in constant movement, and when they reach a certain position, they download portions of our karma back to us on Earth. These portions are carefully attuned to the strength of our soul. These downloads are the building blocks that make up a good chunk of our days from moment to moment. It is like a mighty current of energy which brings to each one of us what is relevant for us today to recognize and clear up. Every moment, every second, every minute, and every hour of our day is carefully orchestrated for us, or strictly speaking, by us, because we created that karma in the first place. Therefore, there's absolutely no need to know and remember all the gruesome details of any old negative karma.
Can we now see that it is a blessing and not a mistake why we do not remember our past lives? It is all part of this magnificent, wonderful divine plan to bring us home, back to God, back to unconditional, unlimited and all-inclusive love. And it's not complicated to do. We all know the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to unto you, or the other way around. Don't do to others what you don't want them to do to you. In this simple rule lies the secret of an ethical lifestyle that balances out negative karma and makes each day an interesting experience in the school of life. It is as simple as that.